Okay, we're off on another e-NV200 electric campervan adventure into Europe. Our destination this time is Valencia in Spain, a place called Chile, where we're going to go climbing for a few weeks over Christmas and New Year's with some friends, hoping for some nice warm Spanish weather. We don't usually film the leg down from the UK, from our home in North Wales, because it's just fairly, I guess, a bit dull. It's just so many charging stations. We just drive, charge all the way down here. I'll try and piece together the story to share with you from some clips I took on my phone and some dash cam footage of what happened and how we got back on the road and got moving again. So we left our home in North Wales around midday to travel down to Great Malvern, where we were planning on meeting up with Amy's parents and spending the night there before continuing the long drive down to the Eurotunnel, where we were crossing into France the following morning. We took our usual route down through charging at Oswestry and Kidderminster before going on A roads to Great Malvern. As you can see, it was a pretty standard December evening in the UK, wet, cold and a bit miserable outside. We're about 10 minutes away from our destination in the Great Malvern when this happened.
Very different show to a lot of the other ones that we're talking about. It's not big blockbusters, but for BBC Fun.
Yeah, won't go into gear. Oh no. That's not good. As I went to pull away after sitting in stationary traffic, I tried to get the gear selector into drive, but it was locked in park. The van was totally immobilised. I couldn't move forward or even get it into neutral to roll back. There was cars rapidly queuing up behind us and fast oncoming traffic approaching us. The first thing I tried, after turning the van on and off a couple of times, was to check the 12 volt battery voltage and then disconnect and reconnect the 12 volt battery, as this has been known to solve common problems. Neither of these things worked. We were going to have to call for recovery. Nissan offer complimentary electric vehicle roadside recovery. This seemed like the perfect opportunity to give it a try. We also called the police, since we were still blocking the road and the traffic was really building up. 1 hour later, the police arrived, and then 20 minutes after that, Nissan Recovery arrived to pick us up. Since the van was recovered using Nissan Recovery, they had to either take us home or take us to the nearest Nissan garage. Since it was now 8 PM and all Nissan garages were closed, the van was taken to the recovery company's depot, where it was to stay overnight. Then I was to let them know in the morning which Nissan garage I would like them to take it to. Okay, I'm just going to turn the van on here. So put my foot on the brake, press the button, and it tells me to put my foot on the brake. When I press it again, it just goes into accessory mode. It's obviously not registering the fact I've got my foot on the brake. So I'm pretty sure, well, at least I've got an idea that this button here that registers whether it's my foot's on the brake or not is not working. And it feels really floppy, it's just going in and out. Yeah, so we'll go and take a look at that. Hello, so we're on our way to Spain in the e-NV200 Campervan. So we're not in the van. Where is the van? The van is currently in a recovery depot, and we haven't run out of charge at all, just for the record. Had plenty of juice left in the van, just couldn't get it into drive. Anyway, got it back to the depot, and I'd heard this issue before, where there's like a switch, a micro switch that detects when you put your foot on the brake. Because when I was turning the van off and then back on again, it was asking me to put my foot on the brake, and even though my foot was, it wasn't registering it and starting up the van. Anyway, it turned out this sensor took it out, and I could tell the switch was faulty. In the recovery depot, managed to find a fuse, and we jumped to the connection, and we got the van to boot up and start up, and we could drive it around. But they wouldn't let us take it away because we had no brake lights. Brake lights wouldn't activate, and because it was booked into Nissan Recovery, it needed to go through the official Nissan channel. So tomorrow morning we're going to take it to get the recovery guys to take it to a Nissan garage because they were all shut. when it happened, and hopefully get this little part replaced, get a new switch, and then onwards to Spain. So currently in the Great Malvern, where luckily we're actually planned to meet Amy's parents for a meal with them here tonight. So they came and picked us up in their Tesla to the rescue. She's got a little ride in a nice Model S. The final 10 minutes to our destination. We were so close as well, having driven down here from North Wales this morning. Anyway, so we're in a hotel in the Great Malvern here. Bailey is enjoying an upgrade from van life. Bailey has never seen such a big bed. What do you think, Bailey? He's like, it can't all be bed.
He's got his own pillow.
What do you think, Bailey? Is this bed big enough for you? That evening I googled and found the part number for the replacement switch we required. In the morning I called every Nissan garage in the Midlands, but none of them were able to work on the car before January. Several garages said they could order the part for me, but they would not allow the vehicle to be delivered to their premises and for me to fit it on site. I was at a loss of what to do and really didn't want to have to wait 3 to 4 weeks to have the van fixed. Then I remembered we were not far from Cleveley EV, an independent EV service centre. I contacted the owner, Matt Cleveley, and he was more than happy to have the van delivered to his garage and ordered the part right away for me to arrive later that afternoon. Luckily, the recovery service agreed that since no Nissan garage would accept the vehicle, they would deliver the vehicle to Cleveley EV. Later that afternoon, the switch arrived at Cleveley EV. However, the recovery service was really busy and were unable to deliver the vehicle. So we travelled up to their recovery depot, rolled the vehicle outside, and I fitted the switch in the car park, and the van sprung back into life. Big thanks to Matt from Cleveley EV for helping out. I would highly recommend Cleveley EV. Dealing with an independent garage was a breath of fresh air. Okay, so we just replaced the offending item, the offending switch here, with a new little part. It's actually a compatible non-Nissan unit that we got from £20 from an auto store. Thanks to Cleveley Motors for sorting it up for us. And as you can see, it springs back nicely. Nice strong spring. So yeah, brake lights are working, and we can get the van to drive. Woohoo! Okay, so we're just charging up here. Next stop, Spain. Well, I say next stop. Lots of stops later, Spain.